We're back, and it's season 2 of Born and Raised. The Wakes finished their first ever campaign at Step 4 in 19th place on 43 points, and began to plan for life back at Step 5 of the English football pyramid. However, Cornish side Mousehole AFC were competing in the Southern League Division 1, and they requested voluntary relegation. It's hardly surprising when you consider they covered over 7,000 miles last season and even had trips up to Worcester. So when the FA completed their league allocation around mid-May, the Wakes had the highest points per game nationally and therefore were reprieved.
We wanted to keep the main group together anyway, whether it was Step 5 or Step 4, so in that aspect nothing's really changed. It was kind of just our targets of what we were going for bringing into the club. So yeah, it's good, it's exciting for the club. Like I said last year, I think we're ready for it. I think we're ready now, Step 4, and hopefully, you know, the lads that are here from last season have learnt at that level. So yeah, really looking forward to it.
And the last time we spoke was on a nice sunny day in Belper as well.
Yeah.
So you spoke last time about keeping the core of the team together. How important are those retained players that we've announced?
Yeah, really important, really important. You know, like I said, I thought we were unlucky last year. There were so many games it just, you know, went in the 90th minute, 93rd. You know, and I think the boys have learnt now. Hopefully we've learnt that, you know, you take a draw away, that's a good result. You know, you don't need to go looking for the win. So it's really important that we kept them together, especially for the club. You know, some of them are heroes for the fans. So it's just really important we kept them together.
And pre-season starts today. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of fitness in the sun. We've announced Michael Boswick and Jack York. What can the fans expect those players to see?
Yeah, obviously start with Bozzy. You know, it's a massive signing for the club. You know, being posh captain in the Championship. You don't need to say any more than that, I don't think. You know, he'll bring heart, he'll bring desire, and he'll bring experience as well. You know, losing Jonah is a big miss, but hopefully, you know, I'm sure he'll come in and just fill that void, and also, you know, to threaten the air set pieces. So, yeah, it'll be a massive signing for the club, and obviously Jack, real energy, real box-to-box energy player. Really looking forward to seeing, you know, what he can do. You know, have a full pre-season with us. Yeah, just box to box, been at Quorn, been at Shepshed, scored the winner against us in the FA Cup. So, yeah, really exciting, you know, exciting 2 signings.
And we've got a bumper pre-season schedule ahead of us. Are we expecting quite a few trialists, or are you not going to tell me?
Well, there's a few. Like any club, you know, it's always good to have a look at players. There might be a gem in there somewhere, and we're no different. You know, we've got a good group coming today. You know, the core are coming, but also a few coming in to show us what they can do, and obviously we can have a look at them as well. So yeah, there's going to be a few. So yeah, we're just really excited to get going now.
The Wakes kicked off pre-season with a trip to Pinchbeck, who, for ground grading reasons, share their ground with Sleaford Town. But for this friendly, we are at their spiritual home of Knight Street. This is the first pre-season game for both sides, so the eagerly anticipated kick-off routine... oh, okay. The Wakes hit the ground running, and Josh Randall there finishing at the back post. Now, Josh Randall was announced 2 days before this game, so I don't have to call him Trialist A. The Wakes then doubled their lead with Zach Allen playing in another debutant, Jack York, to apply the finish. With the price of footballs nowadays, I'm not sure the management team at Pinchbeck were delighted with this Peter Kay moment. Second half saw some nice interplay involving Trialist B, who set up Zach Allen to slot the ball home. In traditional pre-season etiquette, we then have a new keeper, maybe because they were running out of balls, but either way, that's a great save from the young man and worth another look.
Second, boys.
Bury would then unleash a 30-yard strike. Top bins. Darlington would latch onto a mistake at the back and make it 5. It ended there and the Wakes secured a comfortable victory away at Pinchbeck. Next up, we travelled to Marchtown for a midweek pre-season fixture with another lineup littered with trialists and a different outfit of 10 outfield players for each half. March would create the first opening of the game, which forced Will Lakin into a smart save at his near post. The Wakes' best opening of the first half would fall to Jack York, forcing a really good save from the host keeper. Then early in the second half, March would have a dangerous free kick. A stunning save from Will Lakin, but the Wakes would counter quickly. It was then Marchtown's keeper's turn to make a great save, denying trialist C. I think that's the right letter. The hosts would then get a late goal and the game would end in defeat. Next up on the pre-season schedule was a short trip to FC Peterborough. Well, that's a half-decent kick-off routine there, much better. FC Peterborough would have the ball in the net, but it would be ruled out for a very tight offside decision. Watching it back, it looked onside to me.
Wonder. Why did you say Wonder?
On what?
I thought you said Wonder.
I was watching messed up. I said 1-1. Finish. Hey, Albie, what? Thanks. Yeah, he's over. He's here somewhere.
Wakes created some good opportunities either side of the half, but it would be Zach Allen that would get an opportunity from a dangerous free kick. The hosts were level almost straight away before Robbie put us back in front. Allen would then get his second of the game and the Wakes third to put the game to bed. We would then complete our run of away friendlies with a midweek trip to God Manchester. We were treated to another classic kick-off routine there. On the 3G, we would keep the ball well, with God Manchester looking to sit in and break on turnovers. The Wakes would create some good openings, forcing the host keeper into some early saves. However, it would be God Manchester Rovers that would take the lead after a great through ball and a composed finish. We'd get back on level terms before the interval with a quality finish from Aaron Ayer. A quick free kick from Jack York early in the second half set up a melee of chances, but somehow the God Manchester Rovers defence and keeper managed to keep it all out. Lakes would then pull off one of those worldies that we're so familiar with. Brad Marshall eventually would put us ahead from a corner. Now this was a really entertaining game on the road, but more importantly, these were valuable minutes for the lads.
I think it's gone well. You know, we've had some good games. I think obviously starting off Pinchbeck, you know, really good game there. You know, hot day it was, so good fitness test for the boys. And then obviously went to March, which is, you know, completely different, you know, standard that we were playing. You know, they're going to be going for promotion this year, so you know, it's a really good game to go over there. And then we had FC Peterborough again. You know, another difficult game. You know, they're on a high, and another promotion. So that was another test for the boys if they can come through that. And then today, you know, on a 3G against a good team that Seb's obviously put together. So yeah, all the games have been, you know, posing different challenges. But I think it's been good all in all.
And then we've got Peterborough Sports at Abbey Lawn on Saturday. That's going to be a real test with the squad they're building, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we know what they're going to, you know, they're going to be up there. You know, there's no doubt about that. The players that Graham's brought in. So it's going to be another test for the boys. Obviously, we've now got a few carrying knocks. We've got a few away, which is always the case in pre-season. But then, you know, we have got, you know, a couple of lads coming back. So, you know, we'll prep up for that. It's going to be a different challenge, you know, to what we've, you know, than what we've played so far. So that's what pre-season is about, you know, what we come up against, how we can, you know, nullify them, and then what we can do on the, you know, on the attack as well. So it's a really good game to have for the club as well.